Okay, so let's get that done. Okay, good evening. So let us start. At least do something. We apologize for the late, the rescheduling of the class from 4 to 5. You see how timing is very, is very crucial. Timing is very crucial. No jokes about it. Yeah. So people, they don't joke with the timing, and so do I. That's why I had to plead with my supervisor that he should allow me to take the class at 5. I cannot postpone again. He's getting his PhD. Imagine, and he's depending on me for his data analytics. So it's not easy. You see that project was fun. Would you? Are you going ahead? You're putting on standby. So standby. So tap it again. Yes. Right. I've learned one thing today. Power. Any key to cancel. Any key to cancel. So put it on now. You have to press on it. You don't have to put on it. Okay, that was not part of the class, but the protection to be on. Bienvenue. Bon après-midi. Ah,
Bonjour. Oh, bonsoir.
bonsoir. C'est pas mal. Comment allez-vous? Il ne faut pas croiser les bras. Comment allez-vous? Vous allez bien? Répondez, non? Dites quelque chose. Oh, je vais bien. Je vais bien. Yes. When you say je suis bien, in English, you could translate that literally to say I am fine, but it's not conveying the proper meaning in French. Yes. Why is it on standby? The standby button. Okay. So and in fact, we have divided the course into modules. Just as we explained the syllabus already in the curriculum, one of the things we want to look at first, what do we expect to learn? So, like, what are the learning outcomes? There's something you have touched there. Not supposed to be like that. What are the learning outcomes? So, the first thing is that in this series of French language studies courses, you learn. Why series? Because we're going to go through different skill sets, right? Through different language levels. So, like for our course here, for those of us who are in this particular class, we are going to go through A1 and A2. And then those want to continue with B1, B2, C1, C2 will be a different arrangement. We'll look at that. So we learn about the French language and culture. Language goes to culture. You know, they always go together. So language and culture, because if you are not culturally edified or informed about a particular language, you may misfire. You may go there and make a statement that is linguistically correct, but culturally misplaced. You get it? So that's why the culture too has a role to play. So in addition, we'll also watch some interviews and native French speakers. It's very important because you need to like witness conversations, as well as scenes of day-to-day interactions in France, for instance, or any other French place, or just amongst us. So each module will introduce a new set of vocabulary with audio, because I'll speak it out, which will be reflected in the interviews. So we'll also, each module will focus on the area of phonetics to help pronunciation, because if I just write something out and I don't pronounce it, you'll not be able to understand it, right? I need to pronounce phonetically how that word is pronounced. For example, if I ask you to spell pneumonia, you know that if you have not seen the word before, how may you spell it? You may start with N, right? So that's why the phonetics of that will require that I actually spell out in the pronunciation. I should spell out that P, but I don't pronounce it. I have to spell it out in the phonetics. That's the entire idea. So what should you get at the end of studying this first module? You should be able to say hello, be able to say your name and ask about somebody's name, right? You should be able to identify key college subjects, mathematics, English, in French. You able to pronounce letters of the French alphabet, like you will say A, B, C, D in French. Okay. Can you see that screen? Can you see it? Screens. West. West. Maybe no problem. I'll be calling them from here, because even that thing is not stable, so we cannot depend on it. So I'll use the board. I'll use the screen and be right. Je me présente. Let me introduce myself. So I will say the word in French, and then what it means in English, right? So when you meet somebody, you can say, after you have exchanged greetings like bonjour, bonsoir, you may say, let me introduce myself, right? That's a normal setting. You ask to introduce yourself. And in French, how do you say that? Je me présente. Je me présente. So you say, je me présente. Je me présente. Okay. This is so je me présente in French means what in English? Let me introduce myself, right? Now, if you introduce yourself to somebody, what's the first thing you will say? My name is. Is that also? You say my name is. So how do you say my name is in French? You can say je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. M apostrophe A double P E double L E. Je m'appelle. That is my name is. Then you say your name, right? And then you want to let the person know where you are from, right? So I am from. Je suis de. Je suis de. Je suis de. So I am from Oliti. I'm from Bekele. I'm from Manve, for instance. Okay. Okay. You want to say? You can say, okay, I am a student in maybe mathematics. So it means you are studying mathematics, right? I'm a student in computer science. They are studying computer science. And how is that in French? Now in French, based on whether you are a male or a female, right? If you are a male, like if it is I will say it. I will say je suis étudiant en mathématiques. Je suis étudiant en mathématiques or en math. So I am a mathematics student, right? But if it is Mr. saying, or if it is Sheffield saying, she will say, je suis étudiant en math. You get it? If it is a female saying, je suis étudiant en math. Is that okay? So you see the difference? In French, they don't joke with differentiation in terms of gender, right? It comes in even in context where you don't expect it in English. It comes in French. Now,
the first one is for the male.
Yes, this is you see the difference.
There's no E.
There's no E and N. There is an E and N. Everything remains the same. And let's start. So now, after you have done introducing yourself. Maybe you are three of you. Maybe I came with Steffi and we met Miss Pa. After I've said I'm done introducing myself, I may quickly just introduce Steffi, right? I may say he is a girl, so I'll say she is her name is so. Her name is Steffi. And in French I will say elle s'appelle. Because it's a girl, elle s'appelle. Because it's a girl. Now, if I were with Nisi and we came and met third party, I would say, after I've introduced myself, I would say il s'appelle. Il s'appelle Nisi. Right?
So, I don't understand that last one.
Il is IL.
Yeah, we came three of us.
No, I'm taking the first instance. Steffi and I met you, right? So we're two. I introduced myself, then I introduced her to you.
Then you say she is.
That's why I say she is
Okay.
Steffi, right? That she is Steffi. We're talking to you, right?
Mhm.
Then now, in the second instance, I came with Nisi, right? And then after having introduced myself, I said, "This is Nisi," right? I said, "He is Nisi," right?
Okay.
So yeah, because it's a boy. So I will say il s'appelle, right? For the case of the female, I will say elle s'appelle.
Okay.
That's right. So what else could we okay, now after saying her name, I will also say where she is from, right? So I will say she is from Aragon Touré, for instance. He is from Aragon 1. So in French, how would we say il est de? Il est de. Okay, il est de Douala, for instance. All right. So, and then for the girl, elle est de. So the difference is il and elle. Elle est de Bamenda, for instance. Okay.
For the female.
For the female. The female is L, right? The male is E. Okay, so what I've said what her name or his name is, and I've said where he or she comes from. Now, I want to also let you know that he or she is a student in so and so subject, right? So I'll say, okay, she is a student in digital marketing, for instance, right? And then in French, I will say, elle est étudiante en marketing numérique. Digital marketing in French is called marketing numérique. But I want to stay within simple secondary school subjects. We'll say, elle est étudiante en histoire. That is, she's studying history, right? Elle est étudiante en chimie. She's studying chemistry. Elle est étudiante en géographie. She's studying geography. So all of those things, we get to learn them by making use of them. So if we're talking about Nisi, il est étudiant, so he's a student in university, for example. Il est étudiant en informatique. He's studying computer science in university, right? Il est étudiant en informatique. Because there's a difference. They will say étudiant to differentiate between students in secondary and students in university. So in French, when you hear étudiant, it cannot be secondary school students. Yes, it's tertiary.
So I'm hearing it is male and female. Which is il est étudiant en mathématiques.
Il est.
Okay.
Il est.
Okay.
Il est. Look at the difference. Not il est.
Okay, which means I was pronouncing that S to come out from Mexican.
No, okay. The S is silent.
Okay.
Yes. This S is silent in this writing, right?
Okay.
That S and that A is silent. You don't pronounce it. That's why you have to write and also call out so that you get the pronunciation. Okay, so because this class is going to we're going to catch up this class, so I just wanted to a little bit break the ice and then get to know some few things. So what are some of the college subjects we are doing? Please tell me what are some of the subjects? English. So in French, English is called anglais. Anglais. Repeat after me, say anglais. Anglais. Yes, you need to, one of the things we need to do is to make our voices used to, right? Calling the words. So, okay, I'm going to call a subject in English, tell you the meaning in French, and I'm going to repeat that name in French, right? So the first subject on our list here is business, right? Business, right? And in French, the course in French is called, because we are looking at these are like the subjects are like your profession in the future, right? For some, can be profession. So business in French is what? Le commerce. Le commerce. Can we repeat it?
Le commerce.
Yes. Steffi, I didn't hear your voice. Yafa, come back to our class.
Le commerce.
Yes, le commerce. Accounting. Who can pronounce accounting in French? Who can make an attempt? Have you heard about it before? Comptable. Comptable is accountant. But what is accounting? Yes, comptabilité. La comptabilité. And look at the spelling. La. Look at this CO. What do you think is this? I did intentionally. What letter is this? CO. What?
C-O-M.
M or N?
M.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want. you are pronouncing comptabilité, you're writing com, right? That's French can be very misleading. You get it? You cannot, if you pronounce it comptabilité, you're on your own.
So is that L-E-O-L-A?
La L-E.
The other one, the business, is it L-E-O-L-A?
Low L-E.
Okay.
Business is considered feminine and masculine.
Oh.
So accounting is considered feminine. I don't know why. It's French, and you cannot put it in the box and say all the feminines are good. So you learn them as you go. You get used to it.
So the low commerce is L-E.
It's L-E, low commerce.
I spelled L-O.
Okay. Now L-E in French is low.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not L-O. Okay. So accounting is comptability, and the N here is very misleading. And that's how you have to do, right? I missed out the P, so don't miss it out. After M, there's a P, so just want to get up again. Yes, accountability. Okay. Now languages. Languages is also one of the subjects or areas of where you can develop a job in. Just like I'm doing now, I'm doing languages, right? French, English. Very soon I'm Italian, because I normally have been learning Italian, but I pause sometimes. I've even studied in Italy, though from here, but I have to revive that. When I get proficient, I'll add it to my language services. So now, how do you say languages in French? Is langue. Langue. How do you spell langue? Now it's plural, right? Because they're languages.
Yeah.
That's why we have to L-E-S. The langue. See the way they say the langue. L-A-N-G-U-E-S. Les langues. So, of course, I already said what English is in French, l'anglais, and it's a masculine word, right? French. In French is le français. It's the spelling. Le français. You see that? You see this small thing on there? You call that CD, say CD. This is C. All this is CD. CD. Now, it is this curve under that makes that C to be pronounced C, right? Otherwise, we now call it français. We have said franquais, right? That pronounces C like a K. Then now, because of that CD down, we can now pronounce it as sort of. You get the point. That's why we call it the français instead of the franquais. If you miss this, and I'm written franquais, not français.
So why is it that there is that one on top of that E, but the other E's are not having it?
Which one on top of which E?
Je suis étudiant.
Okay, this accents.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll come to accents. So one step at a time. Yes. Yeah, so one thing you will learn in French is that there are a lot of accents. Yeah, so it's unlike English, where everything looks so straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
French has very crooked paths. Yes, but if you master them, you have no challenge. Okay, another word, another subject is Spanish. In French is what? L'Espagnol. Spanish in French is. I'll give you the notes later on, so no one.
So that the français is French.
What?
The first one. No, the second. The second. Yes.
How do you call it? How do you pronounce it? Pronounce it.
Français.
Le français.
Okay.
Le français. Espagnol. Espagnol means Spanish. Yes.
The
And-
N is silence.
Nyol, G and N is what is pronounced as N. Espanol. It's because of that N.
Espanol.
Yes. If not, if the N was silent, it would have been Espagol. So we have literature. La littérature. Pronounce it. That's how you learn it. When I call it, you call it out. That's what I said, right?
Okay.
La littérature.
La littérature.
La littérature.
Littérature.
Yes, call it name here. La littérature. Yes, Abraham, call it.
La littérature.
Yeah, Miss Pa. Yeah, Steffi. La. No, take it easy. Pronounce it. Try, make an attempt. Not two. Yes, two. No, you are answering that. You are supporting our class, right? Yes. So let's be teaching. Huh? Okay, I'm not literature. La. You notice that there are two T's, right?
Yeah. That one is it R-O-E, like so.
The N.
It's N-E.
At the end.
Yes. R-O-E.
At the end, right?
Yes.
R-E. Then we have history, and in French is l'histoire, and that is the feminine word. L'histoire. Don't ask me why l'histoire is feminine. L'histoire. So you were surely hoping that they would pronounce it lo histoire or lo histoire. You want to pronounce the H, but the H is silent. Right? That's why you hear l'histoire. So that's one thing about French. They silent a lot of letters. Then geography, la géographie, the same spelling in English, but the Y at the end is removed from the English word and then replaced by IE. So if you know how to spell geography in English, just wipe the I and replace it with IE. Just wipe the Y and replace it with IE at the end. Now, political science. Notice that political science is single, right? It's like singular, right? But in French, it's les sciences politiques. It's a plural word phrase. Les sciences. Les sciences. And with French, there's an agreement with subject and verbs. So that's why you see the plural affects the plural. So
I pronounce it
les sciences politiques.
If not, I pronounce it science.
It's the same spelling. Like science in plural, right? Yes. Les sciences, but take note, in English, you don't say political sciences, right? You say political science, but in French, it's translated les sciences politiques. Okay, so we continue. Now, math or mathematics in French is les mathématiques. Can we call it les mathématiques? Les mathématiques. Les mathématiques. Yes, Nisi, pronounce it. Yes, again. Okay. You see the spelling in the notes, so no need to waste that time. Okay, now sciences, right? We already know is what les sciences. We have already seen it in the science politique, right? So it's the same science. Biology in French is what? La biologie. Pronounce it. Speak it out.
La biologie.
Not G. Not biology. Because in English, biology, yes, but in French, it's not biology. It's biologie. La biologie. Pronounce it, let me hear.
La biologie.
No, wait, one at a time because you are
So is it
hiding.
la or le?
No, that is la. You see, LA is la.
La biologie.
La biologie, right? Nisi, pronounce it. Okay. The next one is Nispa is going to pronounce, and the next one is going to be Stephen. So chemistry in French is la chimie. Chimie. Yeah. So Miss Bam.
La chimie.
Yes, chimie. Okay. Computer science is l'informatique. L'informatique. Can you pronounce that?
What's la chimie?
You will see it in the notes. I'll share it there. La chimie. Let me call it out. Chimie is CHIMIE. Chemistry. So we have l'informatique, right? Call it again. I didn't hear you.
L'informatique.
L'informatique.
Tic.
Call it again.
L'informatique.
No, something is missing. Computer science. Yes, computer science that she's calling. It's l'informatique. It's like low informatique in sense because of the apostrophe. There's an apostrophe. Let me write that one first. L'informatique. So you see, it's low informatique or la informatique, depending on which. Yeah, but now because of two vowels, right? We put it on the apostrophe, so that it becomes l'informatique. N. Yes, this is N. I-N is N. L'informatique.
I was thinking it's E-N.
No,
I was there.
that N is I-N.
Informatique.
Yes, l'informatique.
Then the E-N now will pronounce as well. Oh,
Welcome to French. Okay, the next one we are looking at is music. In French, is la musique.
La musique.
Yes. I pronounce that K so that you understand that it's not C. It's Q-U-E at the end. So la. You already know how to write la. So Nisi, can you pronounce that la musique?
La musique.
That is music, right? And I hear that you sing in the choir. So okay, the next one, philosophy. There's a subject called philosophy, right? Those of you, some people did in secondary school. And in French, philosophy is la philosophie. La philosophie. Okay. Psychology. Some of you who are in, all of us who are in humanitarian setting now, most often we do deal a lot with psychology, right? So at least you should know how to call that term in French when you find yourself in Ouagadougou or in Abidjan. Yeah, so an example, the French version is what? La philosophie, not la psychologie, because it's psychology we're talking about. La psychologie. Now, just like in English, psychology, we don't pronounce the P, right? Right. In French, you say la psychologie, so the P is silent. It's the same spelling, but just like biology, chemistry, philosophy, you replace the Y with what? IE. Taking note of this kind of trends, right? You replace the Y with IE. So it becomes la psychologie. Okay. So we are going to end the class today with some small alphabets. So we'll practice alphabets and then let's see which if we can master up to F in French. So that the next class on Monday we'll be able to continue from there and see how we can master the rest of the alphabet on Monday. So, and you are going to spend time doing this even when you go to the house, practicing it. The first thing, what I will do is that I will say it all from A to Z, right? And then later on now, we'll start saying, repeating after me until you master A to F. Is that okay? So this is the alphabet in French. We have A, B, C, D, E, F. Take note of this one now. We are coming to G, right? G. Not G. Yes. G, H, I, J. That is J. Okay. So interchange.
J and G.
Yes. J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. In English, W. In French, W.
W, yes.
W, X, Y, Z. Yes, that's the alphabet in French. So we're going to say it until F, and then we're going to take turns until master it. Okay. So let's repeat: A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F. One more time. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, let me write it on the board. The first volunteer to start. Okay, Missy. Now first. Okay. No, see why I'm pointing. Why I'm pointing, that's what we mean.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
Good. All right. Abraham.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
Okay. It's back.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
No, it's C. Point it again. Correct. Okay. Steady.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
Okay, so you master A, B, C, D, E up to F. Okay. So should we continue?
So just give the pronunciation of all the letters. So,
I've given now. Okay, let me give you. These are the pronunciations. Okay. A is A. B is B. C is C. D is D. E is E. F is F. G is G. H is H. E is I. Take note. E is not E. E is I. G is J. K is K. L is L. M is M. N is N. O is O. P is P. Q is Q. R is R. S is S. T is T. U is U. V is V. W is W. X is X. Y is Y. Z is Z.
so you say why is what?
Y is Y.
Y.
Yes.
Y.
Y.
Is why.
All right,
Right
why?
is why. Let's try the words sound.
It's the same sound. Okay, a word with Y.
Like,
Um, Wait. One word with Y in French. Let me see. Joie. Joyeux. Okay. Joyeux. Joyous. No, it's Y.
The Y is in the middle.
Yes.
The pronounce it.
Joyeux. But the word, the Y is Y.
That's what I'm calling.
Okay.
So far,
That is the name of the alphabet, right? It's not, that's the name of the letter. But it's
not
different from
the
saying
sound.
abekede, right? The sound is U, right? But the alphabet, the letter is Y, but the sound is U. You
What
get it?
about they say?
Z. Is Z now. It's a Z sound. Okay. Let's end here. Okay, I'm going to take the short of the class because this is the part which is part of the partnership with Milan. Those who are clients are online.
So you know that
L. Yes. Oh, let me check if anybody's okay. Yeah, it's like my Amchika tried to sign in and then she signed out again. So since we are recording the session, so we have it. Joyeux. Joyeux. Joyeux is joyous. Yeah.
Give me the X in silent.
Yes, that X is silent thing. Okay, so to next class, to Monday for French. Yeah. Okay. Spanish. Whether I know it. No. You can learn by yourself now. You can teach yourself. Yes, you can teach yourself any language. If you are determined. This is not the problem. No, it's consistency now.